Let's pretend you're a billionaire and you want to give a load of money to a political group in the UK. Let's say you're a billionaire CEO of a fossil fuel firm and you want to keep tax low. But you don't want your name on anything. You don't want the public to know it was you. Not a problem. Perfectly legal. Actually, quite simple. In the UK, laws are not just made up in Parliament out of thin air. Politicians rely on advice, reports, research, data, usually from organisations that look independent. A billionaire does not need to even pay a politician. They fund the people writing the reports that the politicians rely on as advice. But the thing is, if you did that publicly, people would ask a lot of questions. You want to keep your name out of this. Not a problem. Just use a donor advised fund. A DAF, donor advised fund, is basically a US nonprofit trick. Billionaire gives money into this giant umbrella fund and they get an instant tax break. This fund is legally classified as a charity, so your donation is seen as a charitable contribution, which means you don't pay tax. So the billionaire puts his money in and that hides his identity. The DAF sends that money legally to another charity. So Donors Trust is the name of one US DAF known for funding right-wing causes. So billionaire fossil fuel tycoon gives his money to Donors First, the DAF, and they pass it along to a think tank. This DAF can be American based and they can pass that money to a UK think tank. So they might send that money to the Institute of Economic Affairs or Policy Exchange. These are UK registered charities. So you have dark American oil and war money pretending to be charitable, getting sent overseas to another country's pretend to be charity. And these think tanks write the laws. Policy Exchange, a UK think tank, a registered charity with strong ties to the Conservative Party, will then publish reports that are massively biased on policing, immigration, free speech, deregulation, taxing. They influence laws, education policy, police powers, workers' rights, climate action. They don't disclose their donors. The public sees the outputs of these think tanks as expert research, but it is sponsored by hidden donors. Here's one example. So Fidelity Charitable are one of the largest DAFs in the United States. Donors give billions here anonymously every year. That money is then sent to this American Friends of the Legatum Institute, another US-based charity. And they send that on to the Legatum Institute in the UK. This particular institute, Legatum, is famous for pushing for hard Brexit, for framing deregulation as sovereignty. Legatum actually rebranded in January. They're called Prosperity now. This is how powerful interests and corporations send money through clean-sounding Friends of institutes into UK think tanks to produce independent research. The original funders, never named.